Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee back home to the Arctic, having a little coffee here, and thought I'd do a quick video on some of the takeaways from our trip. I am glad to be home. It was a long trip. It was a lot of driving, and I'm always happy to get back within sight of the old homestead, so to speak. I wanted to mention a few things that I kind of noticed on this trip here, share one of my experiences that I had. One of the takeaways from this trip was shortages. I was kind of looking for shortages when I went out there, and we were going to kind of take mental notes, all that stuff, while we were traveling. And while there were still some shortages on certain things that we seen when we were out and about, actually some of the worst shortages that I've seen were kind of right here in our local area, within 50 miles of where I live here. The Out on the road where we were at, there were some things that we seen that were a little on the low side, but as a general rule, every place we went was better than where we live. Go figure. That's just how things are. But there's distribution networks inside of distribution networks, and we also seen just a ton of help wanted signs. There was literally help wanted signs everywhere. Big manufacturing places. The shipyard up north, they had a big help wanted sign billboard that they had put up. Literally almost every place we went had some type or variation of a help wanted sign that they were looking for help. So I think a lot of the shortages, that we're seeing. This is just my belief. It's no concrete conclusion or anything, but I think a lot of what we're seeing is having to do with just there's no labor to do the stuff that needs to be done. There is one exception to that shortage thing. There was one thing that I noticed that was short everywhere we looked, and that was pasta. Pasta, every place we went into, the counter was damn near out everywhere we looked. So, but pasta's been something I've noticed for a couple of years already. Before even the pandemic, pasta was always seems to be short. So there's something going on with that industry. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But pasta was short pretty much everywhere we went. And another thing was pet food. Pet food just seemed to be short everywhere. And pet food is actually one of the things, one of the places we went had quite a bit of it. So we actually bought a little bit. And we actually did prep a little on this trip. There were some certain things that we seen in different places that were either a good deal or they had quite a bit of it, so we grabbed some stuff. And we also make our own pet food, a good majority of it, so rice is a huge component of that. And we actually went into one store. They had big old stacks of 20-pound bags of rice. Now, I don't normally buy 20-pound bags of rice, but because they had so much of it, we just kind of threw caution to the wind, said heck with it. We were going to buy a bag and throw it in on top of our luggage and take it with us. We also picked up some stuff like cheese, and we picked up some chicken. Actually found one store that had quite a bit of boneless, skinless chicken breast. We grabbed some of that and brought that home, and that's what I did yesterday. I canned chicken breast all afternoon and got that all squared away and put up, and just some random canned goods, stuff that's been short here where we were at that we seen when we were out and about. We grabbed, a case of this, a case of that, and just brought that stuff home with us. So you can prep when you're driving. But the shortages that a lot of the shortages, like I said, are kind of worse where we're at here than they were out on the road that we seen. We did have a few problems with debit cards, credit cards, that kind of stuff. And I don't think that was anything more than aging infrastructure. I mean, most of the places we stopped, those gas pumps and those card readers just looked like crap. They were just beat right up. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Just worn out equipment, or going back to labor again, nobody to replace that equipment, nobody to maintain it. So everything kind of goes to crap. And people. People were another thing. I was expecting ornery, grumpy-ass people the whole way there. And actually, we really didn't have any problems with people. The people that we interacted with and the people that we talked to seemed to be fairly decent. Everybody was kind of taking everything in stride. It seemed like it was, like I said, I really was expecting to deal with some attitudes and stuff, and it didn't transpire that way. I did not expect that at all. I was expecting people problems basically, and I didn't really have any. And I think one skill, prepper channels always talk about skill. You got to have skills, starting fire, making shelter, and putting up food, and stockpiling. Everybody's always talking about skills, but there's one skill nobody ever talks about, and that's interaction with other human beings. You're going to have to interact with other human beings post SHTF, so you have to be both diplomat and warrior all at the same time, and that's basically true, at least in my experience. And I'll throw this one other experience out there. I did my absolute best to not look like a bonehead tourist when we were out and about. And we walked into a bar up in Escanaba to get something to eat. And I looked like a bonehead tourist as soon as I walked in, because I walked right past the bathroom, never seen it. And I'm like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom at? And I kind of walked past the bar, and literally everybody was looking at me. And I walked past the bar, and there was a little old lady toward the back, and I said, ma'am, yeah, where's the pisser at? And she took me right by the arm, and she said, oh, honey, you just walked right past it. And she took me back to where it was at, and everybody's just looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit, this is that baseline thing that Toby was talking about. I've disrupted the baseline of this place by my mere ignorant presence. So went to the bathroom, came out, sat down, with my wife at the table, and the waitress came up, and I made a real point. I struck up a conversation with the waitress. Hey, how you doing? We're traveling through and doing this and doing that, whatever. And she started talking, and we started talking. Everybody started interacting, and we established ourselves that we weren't any kind of threat or problem. Everybody at the bar went back to their drinks, didn't pay attention to us the rest of the time. We chit-chatted with the waitress. She chit-chatted with us. I left her a $10 tip. It was all good. We kind of brought that back down to baseline where it needed to be, by establishing that we were no problem whatsoever. But being able to read a room like that, being able to read other human beings, being able to react and interact with people, to kind of establish what your intentions are, and kind of make that known. That interaction with humans is a skill. You have to have that, post SHTF there. You have to kind of project yourself, however you need to project yourself to get the job done of whatever that you're doing. But I thought that was a really good point. It was actually a perfect learning experience. I wish I could have, videotaped that whole interaction there, how that all worked. That would have been kind of a great training video, but can't do everything. But anyway, just wanted to kind of relay that stuff to you guys here. Like I said, I am happy that we are back. I'd be a liar to tell you that I wasn't happy to be back here in my old shack. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys get a little information, a little entertainment out of my videos here. Put a lot of thought into these last couple videos here for you guys, just to kind of share my knowledge and the things we do. But anyway, you guys take care.